Here we are bringing you some more of the 1989 Flair baseball cards. Now we're doing 426 to 450. So we're really getting down now to completing. We started at the end and moved forward. Because if people start looking at the videos, they want to start from forward to the end. So, a little backward, the French in me, okay? So this is Mark Grace, first baseman. Add a little more light here. Kind of dark today. I think it's going to rain. So here's a little bit about Mark. Some of the years and the clubs that he's played. Not too many, but remember this only goes to 1989. So I'm sure his career continued. But what's really nice and what I always love is the did you know facts. Okay, and the before and after the All-Star break. Next we have Mike, who's a pitcher. And look at that. I love it when they take the pictures and it's in action. You know, you get to see exactly how they're going to swing that one. Or pitch it out, rather, on this one. Alright, here's a little bit about Mike. Years that he's played and the scores that he's got. Then my favorite, did you know fact? #1 draft pick in 1987. Alright, good job. Darrin Jackson, he's an outfielder. Ah, look at that smile. Always love a good smile. Okay, a little bit about him. Years and clubs that he's played, with his total scores at the bottom. And a pretty good batting average. To me, anybody who hits 300, they're doing really good. My last video, there was a 500. I don't know if that one was real or not, or if it was an error, but boy, that's a unreal score. Love it. Okay, Les Lancaster. Alright, he's a pitcher. He's eyeballing. Okay, how do I need to throw this one? It's almost like you can read his mind by the expression on his face. Okay, and there's a little bit about Les. The clubs and years that he's played along with his total. And my favorite, did you know fact? With the before and after the All-Star break. Alright. Vance Law. He's a third baseman. Ooh, third base is a hard one. A lot depends on you getting them out before they get there. They're on their way home. A lot of pressure to this part. That's what I think of third base anyhow. Here's a little bit about Vance. Years and clubs that he's played. And his scores at the bottom. Pretty good before and after All-Star breaks on his batting average. Doing good. Well, done good. That's a long time ago. 1989, you know. Okay, here's Greg. He's a pitcher. Okay, a little bit about Greg. Some of the years and teams that he's played on, along with the scores. And my favorite, did you know fact. And before and after the All-Star break. Here we have Jamie, who's a pitcher. There's a little bit about Jamie. Years, clubs, and scores. And did you know fact. And before and after the All-Star break. Here we have Elle. Elle's a pitcher. A little bit about Elle. Years and clubs that he's played, along with his totals. And the before and after the All-Star break. Rafael, he's an outfielder. Here's a little bit about Rafael. Years, clubs that he's played, and his did you know fact. All right. Here we have Pat Perry. He's a pitcher. Ooh. Left-handed pitcher. I wonder how that works for right-handed batters. Does it make a difference whether your pitcher is left or right-handed on how the ball gets to you, or is it no matter what, they have the same aim? That's interesting. Okay, here's a little bit about Pat. Some of the years and club. Boy, he's had quite a history there. And then before and after the All-Star breaks. And we have Jeff, who's a pitcher. A little bit about Jeff, some of the clubs that he's played, his totals, and the years. And my favorite, did you know fact. And before and after the All-Star break. Riney, second baser. A little bit about him. Years and clubs that he's played and his totals. Getting right up there in his batting, the before and after the All-Star break. Calvin is a pitcher. A little bit about Calvin. Years and clubs that he's played. And the before and after the All-Star break. have Rick, who's also a pitcher. I guess to save the elbow, they gotta have a lot of pitchers. They sure do. Here's a little bit about Rick. Some of the years and teams that he's played. Boy, he's had a long career. Because look, all that. Been on the team for a long time. And before and after the All-Star break. Next we have Manny. He's an infielder. A little bit about Manny. Some of the years and clubs that he's played. And some of his totals. And before and after the All-Star break. Next we have Gary. He's an outfielder. Here's a little bit about Gary. Some of the clubs that he's played in years, along with his totals. And my favorite, did you know that? And the before and after the All-Star break. Doing pretty good on his batting. Next we have Mitch, who's an outfielder. A little bit about Mitch. Some of the years and clubs that he's played. Along with his scores. And the before and after the All-Star break. Next we have Lewis, who's a second baser. A little bit about Lewis, some of the teams he's played. Of course, this only goes to 1989, so you know his career continued. And then before and after the All-Star break. Next we have Tom, who's an outfielder. And I love it when this pitcher is in action. Because you want to see how they just swing it, you know? Get a good idea when it's a pitcher like that. Okay, a little bit about Tom. Some of the years and clubs that he's played, along with his scores. And the before and after the All-Star break. Next we have Vance, who's an outfielder. Alright, he's keeping an eye on that ball. A little bit about Vance, some of the teams that he's played, his scores, and my favorite, do you know that? And the before and after the All-Star break. Next we have John, who's a pitcher. Ooh, look at that. Don't it look like he means business? Look out, here it comes. That's the look he has on his face to me. Okay, a little bit about John. Years and teams that he's played, along with his scores. And did you know that? Top Cardinal pitcher. before and after the All-Star break. Next we have Danny. He's a pitcher. A little bit about Danny. Years and clubs that he's played. And before and after the All-Star break. Next we have Ken, who's a pitcher. A little bit about Ken. Some of the years and clubs that he's played. And the before and after the All-Star break. Next we have Josie, who's also a pitcher. A little bit about Josie. Years and clubs that he's played, along with his totals. And before and after the All-Star break. Doing good on his wins. And the last one we have is Kirk, and he's an outfielder. A little bit about Kurt. Years and clubs that he's played along with his totals. And before and after the All-Star break. Alright. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing this to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and by all means, share the video with others who enjoy the baseball game, especially if they've been to the game in 1989. There'll be some really good memories for them. Make a good conversation too with Grandpa. You know, if Grandpa went to the game, you can relate because now you're going to know some of these do you know facts. So it'll help you with your conversation. How cool is that, huh? Alrighty. Bye-bye now.